Except let me by.
Yeah, I do mind. Suppose you back up and don't call me Shorty.
Shorty or Sonny, what difference does it make? So you're liable to get all money if you don't put it in reverse. Move over, Mike.
You go see the Murphy boys, and you all sit around and lie a little bit to each other and have a good time, see? Only just remember, you've got another wildcat waiting for you at home.
Oh, will I? You've got to learn to take no for an answer once in a while.
I wouldn't let you give me that answer.
Take a look at yourself. Why should I want to?
Tomorrow, then?
Okay. Mom.
Hello, big man. Long time no see.
You run this outfit?
Well, he's the owner, pal, Mr. Sand.
Tell Mr. Sand he can ram his $50 a day up his nose. I don't need to work.
Hey. Oh, why don't you let me bust him one, boss?
I'd rather have you keep your help.
You've followed me faithfully and without questions, and I want you to know that I appreciate it. And now it's time you should know where we're going. I don't have to tell you who the Abenakis are. Most of you here have lost folks or friends in Indian raids since '57.
You're mighty right we have.
Well, you'll find their scalps at St. Francis.
Unfurling the glorious saga of the boldest buccaneer the world has ever known, Warner Brothers bring you the flaming story of the Sea Hawk, a galley slave who became the chieftain of the most dangerous band of men ever to fight under the flag of the Skull and Crossbones. Riding the danger-swept waters of the Spanish Main, fighting through enemy ambushes in the swamp-infested jungles of Panama and Cartagena, attacking the fighting ships of a great armada with cutlass and saber. Errol Flynn as the Sea Hawk, leading his men to the four corners of the earth, swooping down on the golden cargoes of mighty galleons like a savage bird of prey.
Will the man have a right to know what he's signing up for, Captain?
Not on board this ship, he hasn't. My men follow without questions.
But I believe in you. And whatever you do must be right. Please let me help you.
Over the side, men! Boarders away!
Come with us on a ship of adventure to meet the Thief of Baghdad in that ancient land of mystery, romance, thrills, and excitement. Baghdad, city of magic. Baghdad, where breathtaking miracles leap before your eyes. There was a rich and powerful king in Baghdad, and there was a lovable little thief.
When darkness falls, leave your palace, go among your people, mix with the crowds.
Then fate threw together the powerful king and the little thief on the road to strange adventures.
The princess comes! Princess, hurry! Princess! No man has ever seen her, nor shall, till her father gives her in marriage. It's death to look on her.
Now that you found me, how long will you stay?
To the end of time.
With The Thief of Baghdad, producer Alexander Korda takes you on a magic carpet to the 7 wonders of the world of entertainment. The murderous dancing doll, the amazing flying horse, the giant genie, the Temple of Light, home of the mysterious goddess, and the all-seeing eye. Filmed in Technicolor, The Thief of Baghdad presents Sabu, star of Elephant Boy and Drums, as the lovable little thief. Conrad Veidt, international star of stage and screen. June Dupre, the sensation of 4 feathers. John Justin, newest Korda discovery. And Rex Ingram as the giant genie.
Allah be merciful. It's a real genie.
Yes, he's mine. I'm his master.
Alexander Korda brings you spectacular new thrills in the miracle picture of all time, The Thief of Baghdad.
power of these lenses, I can turn the inside of this mountain into hot, molten rock. No one, not even Captain Marvel, can survive that.
Shazam!
To be today?
Well, I just feel like something on the adventurous side, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do. And I believe we've got just the thing you're looking for.
Jack London. Say he's still the greatest adventure writer of them all.
The best one he ever wrote was The Sea Wolf. And you know, it's a remarkable thing, but we get more calls for this book than any other adventure novel on our shelves. It's really one of the all-time bestsellers.
Do you mind if I browse through it a bit?
I'm warning you. Once you pick it up, you'll never be able to put it down.
Out of the grim gray mantle of an all-enveloping fog, a strange vessel sets her sails towards an even stranger destination. A phantom of the seas whose very name strikes terror into the hearts of all seagoing men. And never was a ship better named, for in her foaming wake lies a trail of plunder and piracy. The most hated, the most feared vessel afloat, manned by a crew that had to be shanghaied from San Francisco's Barbary coast. Men whose very souls belong to the most ruthless raider in the annals of the seas. A man? No, a brute, completely without feeling or conscience, who stalks the sea with all the lust and cunning of a wolf. A sea wolf.
My strength justifies me, Mr. Van Wyden. The fact that I can kill you and let you live as I choose. The fact that I control the destinies of all on board the ship. The fact that it's my will and my will alone that rules here.
It's Edward G. Robinson as Wolf Larson in a portrayal that far surpasses anything he's ever done. Ida Lupino as a girl of the Barbary coast, the one girl in the midst of 100 desperate men.
Oh, give me a break, will you? Will you? You won't be sorry. I promise you, you won't.
You're not on the Barbary coast now. You're on board my vessel. You behave yourself, or you'll spend the rest of the voyage locked below.
Oh, I didn't mean it that way, Skipper. Honest, I didn't. Don't hold it against me, please. Oh, please give me a break, will you?
John Garfield, as you've never seen him before. The only man to challenge the iron discipline of the sea wolf.
He isn't talking to a dog, he's talking to a man.
You're a man, huh?
I've spit in the eye of better men than you for saying less.
You're disobeying orders, Leach.
I don't like the way you give them.
Supposing I told you it don't make any difference to me anymore.
You gotta fight. You can't quit.
This ship is a scavenger, and he's the worst scavenger of them all. There'll be less of you come back alive from this voyage than went on it. Hey, Larson, tell them about your brother, Death Larson. Tell them about the fear that comes into your heart at the mention of his name.
I fear no man. No man.
Closer. I want to talk to you again. I once told you the astounding story of the Maltese Falcon. Now I have a more astonishing tale to tell, almost incredible. Shrouded in the mystery of Oriental ways, mysterious, sinister, of evil little men from Japan. Conniving, plotting, scheming, embarked on a diabolical mission of destruction. So come along across the Pacific on a desperate and dangerous journey which will leave you breathless and amazed. To the unbelievably exciting adventures of a soldier of fortune in a fascinating story of intrigue and murder and romance. You'll meet a rare American beauty caught in an astounding web of Oriental treachery. And as for me, remember, Mr. Leland, it's your place to answer questions, not to ask them.
Sorry, I'm a little new at this game.
Don't get the ingenious idea of selling me out to the American authorities. It wouldn't pay in the long run.
Going to hear some things about me that aren't very nice.
What kind of things?
I believe I'll leave that to the people who'll get fun out of telling you.
Will what they tell me be true?
What's up, Sam?
Much trouble.
You got a gun?
Can do. You guys have been looking for a war, haven't you?
That's right, Rick. That's why we're starting it.
You may start it, Joe, but we'll finish it.
Rick!
Our plans must be changed. Understand? Our plans must be changed.
Baghdad, city of temptation, home of fiery adventure, daring romance, turning the 1,001 nights of story into 1,001 thrills, as ruler and rogue, slaver and sinner, fight for the forbidden Scheherazade.
Scheherazade, you shall not return to Baghdad now. You will ride with me beyond the river.
Behold this damsel. I have 90 dinars bid. Do I hear 100? See, gentlemen, I remove the veil.
You take your men and search every house in the city if need be. But find Scheherazade and bring her here.
They're off! They're off!
Arabian Nights, produced by Walter Wanger and starring John Hall, Maria Montez, Sabu, with Leif Erikson, Billy Gilbert, Shemp Howard, and the beauties of the harem. You'll thrill to the slave market, the torture rack, blazing battles, in a story rich and exotic as the East itself.
Now, my brother, you condemn me to the slow death. Yours shall be swift and sure.
No more fantastic, no more imaginative, no more adventurous story ever flowed from the pen of the immortal Kipling than The Jungle Book. Story of the wild, impenetrable jungles. Even today, the wise men of India tell the story of Mowgli, reared by wolves, born of man.
He's a wild boy.
I think this boy is Masua's little baby, which was stolen that day we built the wall.
Even before the temple, we have called the curse of the beast.
But why do you say not, Cordell?
We have opened our doors to the devil.
Months passed, and Mowgli the wolf boy, boy of the jungles, began to learn the ways of man.
Mother. Mother. Mowgli, will you let me hear you talk to the wolves?
Yes. Tonight when the moon rises. Who is man that I should care for his ways? I am Mowgli of the jungle, back in the night. Now that I have my tooth, who shall stay me when I strike?
Mowgli! Mowgli, come back! I'm afraid!
See the fabulous lost city of the Indian jungles, the forbidden pit of golden treasure. The wolf boys fight against the jungle killers. The curse of the ruby scepter, and the mighty spectacle of an entire jungle aflame.
Shut the gate! Margin is coming! Shut the gate!
There's an enemy spy at large, an invisible man.
It's amazing. Oh, you will be of great help to us.
Who is this terrifying Phantom Commando? What is his amazing mission? See The Invisible Agent, suggested by H.G. Wells' Invisible Man, starring Ilona Massey and John Hall, with Peter Lorre, Sir Cedric Hardwicke, J. Edward Bromberg, Albert Basserman, in the most amazing story of our times.
Stop!
Steady now. Don't let him get away.
Gesundheit. Who is there?
How did you know I was going to England?
I didn't, but...
So the trap was all set, eh?
Frank, how can you talk like that?
Oh, well, what's this? It's full of hooks. Oh, they're tearing into me.
Take that big, fat cigar out of Churchill's mouth and make him say Heil. 5 times.
Yes, Rommel was sure he had the world in his hands. His panzer divisions tore across Africa from El Agheila right to the gates of Cairo. He had the magic of terrifying might and unlimited supplies. Then... Have you ever heard of the 5 graves to Cairo? They were the strange secret of Rommel's victories that brought him to the threshold of Africa's conquest. And here is the daring story of those who sought to unlock the mystery as destiny hung in the balance. 5 Graves to Cairo, starring Francho Tone and Ann Baxter.
It's a very agreeable mouth you're casting before these swine.
Akim Tamirov as frightened Farid the Egyptian. And Erich von Stroheim, returning to the screen as Rommel, the only man who knew the secret of the 5 graves to Cairo.
I've got to see his map again. I must get back into his room.
Whose room?
Rommel's.
No, please don't.
You've had such luck so far. You can leave. You're safe.
What were you doing in the field marshal's room?
Nothing, Lieutenant.
Come here, then.
Yes, open, O Sesame, and bring us magnificence and excitement unparalleled on the screen. Starring Maria Montez in all her ravishing allure, John Hall at his dynamic best, and a thrilling new star, Turan Bay, with Andy Devine, Fortunio Bonanova, Frank Puglia, Maroney Olson, Kurt Catch, the 40 Thieves, and hundreds more in a story of bold men ready to die for a woman or a cause. See Baghdad enslaved by Hunnish hordes, romance in the shadow of the torture rack, the slave beauties of the conqueror's court, and thrill to the reckless daring of the 40 Thieves defying the armies of the mighty Khan.
I set traps for them, and what happens? My entire army is not capable of dealing with 40 thieves.
I'm curious to know why one so beautiful, so young, should marry the ruthless Khan.
I shall be queen in Baghdad.
Sharp, aren't they?
Why have you returned against my orders?
Because of Ali Baba. He bids you have courage. He will come and...
No, he must not. He must not try to save me. They will kill him.
I, a lowly merchant, do plead with the mighty Khan for the privilege of adding my humble offerings to those of his noble guest.
This merchant from Basra is Ali Baba.
Sinbad the Sailor.
Sinbad, gay, roving vagabond of the Arabian Nights, the glorious braggart who made his tallest tales come true. Sinbad, who outwitted an army to invade the sacred baths of the harem beauties, drawn by the smoldering challenge of the girl called Shireen, the jewel of Persia. Shireen, beautiful and dangerous, who had flame in her hair, in her eyes, in her arm.
If I put you on the scales, measured delicately against the price I paid for this ship, would you go up or down?
Take her from my sight. Let her go when it pleases you to the richest bidder in Diaboo Street of the lepers.
It's the blood feud that set the East ablaze as this daredevil defies a sultan's decree of death. Adventures that beggar description, schemes that defy comparison as Sinbad faces the avenging galleys of the Corsair pirates, closing in a mighty sea battle for the loveliest prize in Araby.
And you can help me keep an eye on this crew. Any man that signals the dromon is a fisher's dinner.
or any woman.
Let her be doubly watched. So you brought the drone to us.
Sinbad.
Brilliant team of film craftsmen who capped a series of fine films with the memorable Great Expectations now recreate Charles Dickens' best-loved work, Oliver Twist. No other story so full of drama has such humanity. Nowhere else can you find characters who make you feel so deeply emotions you want to hide. Robert Newton is Bill Sykes.
Get out.
Alec Guinness, whose brilliant characterization as Mr. Pocket was outstanding in Great Expectations, unbelievably transformed, is Fagin.
Why are you awake? Speak out, boy, quick.
Kay Walsh is Nancy.
You got the boy. What more do you want? Let him be.
Frances L. Sullivan and Mary Clare are Mr. and Mrs. Bumble. Henry Stevenson, Mr. Brownlow. Kathleen Harrison, Mrs. Sarberry. Anthony Newley, the Artful Dodger. Diana Dawes, Charlotte. And introducing John Howard Davis.
My name's Oliver. Oliver Twist.
Do you know what this is?
Yes, sir.
Well, if you speak a word when we're outside, you'll get a bullet through your head without warning.
What's become of the boy?
The traps have got him, and that's all about it.
Gone out over the roof.
Up into the forbidding majesty of the great Madre range go men. Their pasts buried in silent secrecy. Their futures hidden in the mystery of adventure. Men drawn together in their search for gold. Dodd, soldier of fortune. Howard, the old-timer. Curtin, the youngster. And Cody, the intruder. These are the men who tried to tap the treasure of the Sierra Madre. Men with an oath on their lips and muscles in their arms, but men with greed in their hearts. Ready to break their backs, to sell their very souls for gold, fighting shoulder to shoulder against the forces of nature, only to find their greatest enemy is human nature.
Shut your trap! Shut up or I'll smash your head flat!
Go ahead, throw it. Without me, you two would die here more miserable than rats.
Leave him alone. Can't you see that the old man's nuts?
You're so dumb you don't even see the ridges you're treading on with your own feet.
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. I don't want to keep that dame waiting, whoever she is.
We wounded this mountain. It's our duty to close her wounds. The least we can do to show our gratitude for the wealth she's given us.
You talk about that mountain like it was a real woman. She's been a lot better to me than any woman I ever knew. I know exactly what you mean. You want to take it all for yourself and cut me out. I know you for what you are. A long time I've had my suspicions about you. Now I know I've been right. So that's your stinking game, is it? Informing. I knew you was an informer. I knew it all the time.
Take a look down that mountain. This means all our funerals.
What's that?
If I'm right in what I'm thinking, may the Lord be with us. They're not soldiers, they're bandits.
Of movie you're waiting to see as John Ford and Miriam C. Cooper present Mighty Joe Young, whose sensational exploits will startle you, thrill you, electrify you with hair-raising excitement and suspense. See Mighty Joe Young as he savagely resists capture in his native Africa.
Oh! Joe! Joe!
See the most fantastic relationship between beast and beauty, a mere girl mastering a primitive giant. See Mighty Joe Young, enraged by Hollywood pranksters, destroy Filmland's swankiest nightclub on the fabulous Sunset Strip.
Mighty Joe Young.
The picture that's alive with the most sensational action thrills ever filmed.
Mightier than King Kong. Mighty Joe Young.